Hey guys, I'm Snuckgeck, and I'm here to review over some footage of a negative 12-minute, 24-second Portal 1 Easter egg percent speedrun I did a while ago. I just wanted to commentate over this and give you an idea of what was running through my head while doing this run in particular, since it is my personal best right now. I also just sort of wanted to make something to help educate newer Portal speedrunners or people who wanted to learn more about the category and what goes into these kind of runs, since there aren't that many videos that easily break down Portal speedruns without them being 4 years old or 45 minutes long, or all the information in them is really complicated and unclear, especially for Easter egg percent since so few people run at the moment. Alright, so we're going to be waiting here on the title screen for a while. Sorry about this. I took this footage from a VOD I did a few weeks ago, and I went up to get some water while streaming, so we might be here for... Oh, hey. Alright, here we go. Okay, so we're going to be starting off here in Chamber 0. This is where the most important, quintessential part of every Portal 1 speedrun begins. You're going to want to pay attention if you're not paying attention already. Start taking notes. This is going to be on the test. Alright, we're going to sit here, and we're going to do practically nothing for a solid minute. Chamber 0 is pretty much a glorified timer ticking down. Until the portal opens up, we can start making our way over to the elevator. If you want to use this time practically, with practically in really, really big quotation marks, you could practice some cube throws like I'm doing here with this radio for later on down the line. You could read chat or donation messages if you're streaming. You could practice basic movement, get your hands warmed up for some B-hops like right here. Also, if you're new to Portal speedrunning or speedrunning source games in general, I will be going over terms like air strafing and B-hopping in short in a little while here, but we're not going to worry about that too much right now. We're just going to have to wait for the portal to open up here. We're going to press ourselves up against this wall, and we're just going to go. Okay, so starting off here, you're going to notice I'm going to be doing a lot of jumping. I'm going to be doing very little walking throughout this entire run. If you don't know what this is a technique called B-hopping. B-hopping is where, as you keep jumping, instead of just walking, you move faster than an ordinary. If you have an opportunity to, just keep jumping. It's going to save you a whole lot of time in the future. It's just going to be really beneficial to get the timing down for it. It's also pretty easy in Portal in particular. Alright, as we make our way over to Chamber 1, our immediate goal is to get out of the elevator and jump down to the first floor as fast as possible to trigger the moving orange portal here. After that, we just kind of have to wait. The pace of Chamber 1 is largely determined by this moving portal right here. There's only two things we really need to do. And that's A, get down to the first floor as fast as possible, and B, after we place the cube right here on this button, we're going to have to make a mad dash and B-hop over to the elevator so we can get inside and start making our way over to Chamber 2. Alright, that's Chamber 1 down. Chamber 2 is also pretty simple. The pace of it's just kind of determined by Gladys' dialogue once the elevator opens up and we make our way over to this small room with a glass looking in on the portal gun, firing off each of the walls. You can just sort of sit here, do the same things it did in Chamber 0. You don't have any objects to really practice with, but you can look around. You can, if you really just want to, you can press yourself up against the door and wait for it to open. And then you just gotta wait for the blue portal to fire around and hit the wall so you can go down and get the portal gun. I'm just gonna wait here, have the door open up, and press myself up against the wall and wait for it to fire. Alright, jump down, grab the portal gun, and then immediately fire another one onto the ground so we can make our way up and back into the elevator. Now, Chamber 0, 1, and 2 are pretty simple, but Chamber 3 is where changes start happening between a regular and Easter egg percent run. Once the elevator opens up and I fire the first portal, you're going to notice that I'm going to be firing it a little further down than what you ordinarily would in a normal Portal speedrun. Normally this would save you, well, no time. It'd lose you time, in fact. Sorry. But here, I save a frame rule. And what is a frame rule, I hear you asking? That's something I'll explain later when I have time. We're already moving into Chamber 4, and I have to explain that, so I'll get back to frame rules in a hot minute. Alright, so as we get into Chamber 4, some of you are probably already going to be asking, but Snack, why are you not using Save Glitch? Well, that's because in Easter egg percent, you can't really use Save Glitch. Save Glitch messes up a lot of things that are quintessential to Easter egg percent. It locks off the vast majority of content and makes it so where you can't actually complete a run if you use it. So, we're not going to be using it at all. Well, that's actually kind of good for us since how abominably hard Save Glitch is, especially in like Chamber 4, where it's technically quote-unquote the easiest. Also, if you really want to learn how to do save glitch, which I don't really fully understand why you would, since this is a commentary focusing on Easter egg percent, where there's no reason why you would. In case you would, then I will be probably linking a tutorial down in the description that I'll find somewhere on YouTube. Hey, future me, it's like a note to your when you're editing. Make sure to replace the link with "Never Gonna Give You Up" by Rick Astley, so that people don't actually look into save glitch because of how hard it is. All right, thanks, bro. Love you. Bye. Alright, so that's chamber 4 and 5 done. Okay, where was I? Sorry, I just gotta... yeah. Alright, so chamber 6. This we're gonna be going over one of the most important glitches. And we're gonna you're gonna see it right there, see? If you blink and you miss it. There, again. This is the sister glitch to save... This is the sister glitch to save glitch. This is the primary method of us getting around through Easter egg percent. It's a little something called save and load. It's kind of hard to get the timing down initially at first, and for newer runners, this might take you like 5 to 10 minutes. Don't expect to get it on the first try. I'm going to use this time to... well, you know, you don't really need to... I don't think you need to, like, see any of this. This isn't really, important. Yeah, you don't want to watch any of that. That's not... Yeah. Alright, and that is Chamber 7 done, flawlessly. Alright, Chamber 8's going to come up, and here is where we're going to go over the concept of save and load. I'm actually going to give a brief explanation of how to actually do it. This is a little hard. First step, you're going to look down at your keyboard. Then you're going to pick a hand, either left or right, doesn't matter which one, whichever you think is faster. You're going to go over, and you're going to press the F6 key on your keyboard, right? Stay with me? Now we're just going to go over... 1, 2, 3. We're going to have to go over 3 keys and go over to F9. Now, whenever something bad happens, you need to reach over and press the F9 key, but only after you pressed F6 in the desired location. And that's how save and load works. It's a really, really important part of the Easter egg percent run. It's going to save us a lot of time. It's going to get us, like, you can use it for so much, like frame rules, RNG manipulation, just cleaning up slight errors or mistakes you might want to redo. Now, here in, what is this? This is Chamber 9, I believe? Yeah, Chamber 9, we're just going to have to shoot a portal under this door, climb through it, look back through the orange one, and hop out the other side underneath this door. Careful not to get too disoriented. That's a bit hard for newer runners, but just, you're going to have to get used to it. Yeah, it'll get a lot cleaner as you keep doing it over the course of several runs. Chamber 10, the momentum-based one, we're just going to have to kind of go based on the timing of when the orange portals open up. Also, I kind of like to take this time to say, I know what I'm talking about when it comes to, like, Easter egg percent run. As the founder of Easter egg percent, I just think that I'm a really good person to be able to talk about all this, especially since I'm, you know, one of the better portal speedrunners to ever exist. I guarantee you, if I got into a fight with M Sushi, Can't Even, well, probably not Shazal. Shazal, you know, it's kind of like, the best way I could put a fight between me and Shazal, like, would be kind of like, if Jesus and God were battling to the death, you know, like, it's flashy, it's cool, I'd watch it, I'd pay like $2 for that, but I think we all know at the end of the day who's gonna kind of win that one, so, yeah, long and short of it, do not challenge Shazal to a fight. I made that mistake many moons ago. And I have still not fully recovered. Alright, so over here in Chamber 11, we're gonna have to wait here, and then we just have to, Alright, okay, so we're gonna have to shoot a portal over here, and then we just gotta walk back through the orange portal, and then here's what we call the skip. Alright, the skip is very important to us. Alright, that actually saves us not 1, not 2, not 4, but 3. Yes, 3 whole frame rules. Alright, now we just gotta hit this button, and we're gonna have to jump back through here. And then we just gotta make a simple walk over to the elevator. It's as easy as that. And we just wait for us to be able to go over to chamber 12. Now, a lot of you might be wondering from the skip, what actually is a frame roll? And that's a very good question, which I don't exactly have the time to answer right now. I'll be going over it when I have a little bit more time in the future. Right now, we just have to fling ourselves over here through chamber 12, over here to this button. Thank you. Epic Gamester _61 for the 1 bit. Oh, they also left a message. Let's see what they had here. Read it. On a scale of 1 to 10, this stream makes me feel a solid 5. We take this, you know? We take this. Moving on to chamber 13. We're gonna have to wait for the elevator to open up after we go through this small little loading screen. And as soon as it opens up, we're just going to be walking through, portaling up to the upper ledge, so we can get to the cube. Now, the cube is a very, very important part of this whole skip. Now, I'm not going to tell you much right now, but all you need to know is this cube is going to shatter this game wide open, just like Shazal shattered my ribs wide open in Brutal Combat. Alright, so Chamber 13 skip is really weird. Alright, we're going to have the portal up here, drop the cube down here. Now we're going to have this energy pellet shoot back into us, which is going to displace our hitbox when we activate Save and Load right about now, which skips us directly over to the elevator, which is really handy and convenient. But this skip in particular is known to be an absolute run killer, since it only has about a 96% chance of working and a 4% chance of wiping your hard drive. So very few people attempt it. Only a madman would ever go through a skip like that. Alright, so now we just have to shoot a blue portal over here next to the platform, and then travel back up these stairs so we can get a little bit of height as we're going to jump down onto a lower level, and then air strafe onto the platform as we go through this portal. Now, again, for people who don't know, air strafing is a thing in Source, where if you hold down either A or D while you're going through the air, you can sort of curve yourself or move yourself slightly through the air, alright? A lot of people who play like CSGO or TF2 might know it. It's really handy for going around corners tighter or just making some extra movement here and there. Alright, now we're just going to have to shoot a portal up here, and then jump all the way down to here, hit the backwards B-hop, and now we just have to redirect this energy pellet into the other room. Alright, then we just walk inside here, and we just got to get these two portals set up, and yeah. Also, apologies if the footage here in the VOD's a little choppy. I tried to fix it as much as I could, but there's just still a few errors in it. Oh yeah, where was I? Oh, yeah. We need to jump through this portal and die of fall damage right out here so we can activate Save and Load on the other side of this ledge to save a frame roll. Now, what is a frame roll, I hear you asking? Now, it's a very good question that I'll be answering later when I have the time. Can't really give an explanation right now. I'm a busy man. I'm so busy, in fact, that I had to actually add this recording in post. Right now, we're just going to shoot up another blue portal down here, and we have to jump through here and air strafe back onto this ledge. Careful not to get disoriented, so we can actually make our way back over to the elevator as quickly as possible. Now, coming up here in Chamber 16 is where one of the most vital and interesting skips of the Easter egg percent actually comes in. Now, what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to go in here, and we're going to have to... Normally, the waiting time for Chamber 16 isn't exactly a good thing for ordinary runs. It's just kind of something we're going to have to wait through. But here in Easter egg percent, we need to shoot two portals opposite to each other, so we can start walking through them. This is going to slowly begin to displace our hitbox away from our collision hull, which is going to be a really good thing, so we can get it out of bounds, and then, as the door opens up, we need to shoot this camera so it knocks onto us, and boom. This is where the Battle for Bikini Bottom skip comes into play. All we have to do is do a super glide, and back off of this tower, and fly directly into this rock at a specific angle to re-hop back in to Chamber 18, as we're flying through, jumping off of dozens of different platforms so we can make our way back over to the elevator. Now, a lot of you are probably wondering, what the hell just happened? The Battle for Bikini Bottom skip has a lot of layers and moving parts to it, which I'm going to be able to discuss here as we go through the elevator in Chamber 19, which we kind of have to go through at a normal pace. There's no big skip or any radical things we could do with it, so I'll just use that time while that's happening in the background to explain the Battle for Bikini Bottom skip. Now, starting off, we shoot two portals opposite to each other. Alright, and we start walking through them in a straight line. This begins to slowly but surely exponentially increase the distance between the hitbox and the collision hull. Hitbox is how you take damage and how, like when bullets collide with you, rockets, physics objects. The collision hull is what makes it so where you can actually walk around in space. It's what makes it so where you can bump against walls, and it's what keeps you inside a given area at all times. So what we do there is we keep displacing our hitbox from our collision hull, and once the camera hits us, it knocks not only our collision hull, but our hitbox into a small loading point far out of bounds, which immediately triggers Battle from Bikini Bottom to be activated. That's a very rare thing that a lot of people don't know about Portal. Battle from Bikini Bottom, its code is actually somewhat hidden in Portal because Heavy Iron was actually moving offices at the time, and they needed a place to stay. So they worked over at Valve headquarters for a while, and some of the code for some of the stuff they were working on got lodged inside of Portal, specifically the Goo Lagoon level, which is what we're able to use for the Battle from Bikini Bottom skip. It's also incredibly hard to do. The Battle for Bikini Bottom skip is something that should never be attempted by a beginning runner. It's something that only veterans should really try and practice, because of how astronomically hard the timing is to get right on it. Not only are you going to have to do precise movement to get your hitbox in the right place for the loading zone trigger, but you're also going to have to control Battle for Bikini Bottom incredibly precisely to get the super glide working on mouse and keyboard, something that it was never really supposed to have, which is why it's so unbelievably hard. But, well, you know, it's not a star save glitch. Okay, so now we're just going to be moving toward the fire pit, and all we have to do here is just kind of wait. There's no real portal surfaces we can jump to immediately, and we don't want to bonk our head on the ceiling too fast, so we're just going to have to wait, fire a blue portal over this wall so we can actually start the sequence of escaping aperture, save and load glitch, and then we're going to... Oh, alright, come on, we got this one up. Okay. Alright, third time's the charm. We just gotta jump up here, make our way down. Wait, no. Come on, we just gotta jump up here. Alright, good. Oh, wait. No. Okay. Alright, okay. Alright, I think I'm good. I think I got this. Alright, so we just gotta jump down here, portal back onto this surface for RNG manipulation purposes, and then we could portal back down here and then launch ourselves all the way out here so we can start the escaping aperture sequence. So we're finally in the last stretch. We're making our way out of aperture. We did it, boys. Woo! Yeah! Woo! Alright, nice. So this final section is just going to be us going through the motions here. We just got to make it through this section. We're going to have to get through the fan coming up, and all we have to do now is just sort of prepare ourselves for when we make it later on in the game. Coming up, we're actually going to have to skip a large section of escaping aperture, which can be done fairly easily because of a newly found skip that was recently discovered, I think like 4 or 5 months ago, I believe. I forgot the runner's name, but the point is, it was recently discovered that there's another out-of-bounds loading skip to actually load some code of another game that was being worked on at Valve headquarters that's actually part of the Orange Box. A lot of you might know it. I'm not going to talk about it too much. It's going to be a surprise coming up. So all we have to do is jump down here, shoot a blue portal, and then... Alright, so we got the bad RNG on this one, and we ended up in the wrong TF2. But luckily, since they're both running the source engine, I think I can make this work. If you're good at, air strafing and source surfing, then this should be pretty easy for you. You're just going to have to do a few wall runs along here, climb off of this little crane, and we just have to make our way all the way over to this end section, and then land on the little dock area so we can actually fling ourselves back into Portal, which is going to put us roughly toward a spot near the end of the game. Alright. We've made really good progress. We were able to skip a large section of escaping aperture using the TF2 skip. We're making great time, really good progress. We're on good pace, right? Now we just have one very small, minor problem that we created along the way. And that is that we've created a paradox within the source engine, which has in turn created a split timeline. So, going into the GLaDOS boss fight, we're going to have to go in and correct this mistake. This is the make or break section of every Portal Run's Easter egg percent speedrun. We gotta do this right. Now, we just gotta walk in like normal, we're gonna play this out, we just have to wait for GLaDOS' dialogue to get to a certain point. You gotta walk up these stairs. All we have to do is just walk over to this section on the catwalk, and boom. Now we've successfully managed to import ourselves directly inside of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Eyes of Heaven. Our main goal here is we're going to have to try and use all the frame rules we've gathered up in order to build up our dual heat attack so we can unleash a combo against our enemy who's represented by another Yoshikage Kira. By the way, you have to play as Kira for this in order to get this trick to actually work. It's mandatory. Alright, so we just gotta unload a punch rush on this guy. Alright, now 3, 2, 1, boom. And just like that, we have successfully beaten Portal 1 Easter egg %. Alright. Also, I just want to throw in like a little bonus clip. I had some funny audio from the VOD I think I'm going to check in here, so enjoy. Guys, I just checked the splits. I think I just beat the TAS. I just beat the TAS.
A few moments later.
Alright, so I did a frame count, and unfortunately we didn't actually beat the TAS on that one. It was a solid 26 seconds behind, you know. Like, I was nowhere close to the world record, which is about like 30 seconds above the TAS, but still, I think we did good. We did good. Oh, yeah, also, I have time now. I can actually finally explain what a frame rule is. So basically, a frame rule is